So let's start with, first of all, for those of you who don't know, Rudy Giuliani had claimed that he had saved a woman, domestic violence victim. He saved her, guys. He saved her, and then in a completely unrelated car accident, then was injured. Of course, they didn't say in any way that it was a unrelated accident. They made it out to seem like it was some type of connected issue where Giuliani had pulled over, helped out this woman who was a victim of DV, and then was assaulted by car, which turned out to be like an 18-year-old girl, by the way. Like, this is just my issue with MAGA, is they never miss an opportunity to exaggerate a situation. And then, of course, it went on that Donald Trump said he was going to give, what is it, the Medal of, what is the Citizens one? Medal of Freedom? Medal of Freedom, right? That's the one, the highest honor you can give to a civilian. They're going to give Rudy Giuliani the Medal of Freedom for his actions in saving this woman from DV. Except, guys, as always, it's not what happened. It's not what happened, guys. So here we go. Twist revealed as Rudy Giuliani breaks silence on car wreck over domestic violence victim. He says flagged him down, and we got a really awesome picture here of Rudy Giuliani in what looks like a back brace with his Biden crime family book in the background, a Rottweiler cup. I don't like that he likes Rottweilers. Rottweilers are my favorite. A looks like, what is that, a WWE belt in the background? Yeah, okay. Rudy Giuliani revealed a shocking twist about the woman involved in the domestic violence incident that occurred just before the car collision that left the former mayor injured, marking his first comment since the crash. Fresh from being discharged from the hospital, the former New York City mayor sporting a brace appeared on his America's Mayor Live. Who the fuck watches Rudy Giuliani? Like, where are you at in your life that you're watching Rudy Giuliani's podcast? That's a sad, sad life, guys. Tuesday, to explain the unusual events that led up to the car crash that left him with a fractured thoracic vertebrae after a 19-year-old rammed into his car on a New Hampshire interstate on August 30th. First of all, okay, they keep making this out to be like this is an assault with a vehicle. It was a 19-year-old, guys. She probably just got her license, all right? This is not some kind of act of domestic terrorism. It was a fucking car accident, okay? Giuliani and Ted Goodman, his spokesperson? Why? Do people normally drive around with their spokesperson? Giuliani and Ted Goodman, his spokesperson who was driving the car, oh, okay, he's the driver, were flagged down by a woman on the side of the road who claimed to have been involved in a domestic violence incident. Although they pulled the car over initially, believing she was the victim, police later suggested to the pair that she was the assailant. State police told The Independent they had no additional information to provide on the matter before the news release that have already been published. But just before 9 p.m. in Manchester, Goodman pulled over after spotting a distressed woman waving for help on the side of the internet. He said, she then came to the passenger side where Giuliani was sitting saying, I need to get out of here. You know the only reason they pulled over was probably they thought this woman was a prostitute. You know that, right? Like, Rudy Giuliani was like, pull over, pull over. I've got a 20 on me. Let's make this happen. I looked at her very, very carefully, and your professional instincts kick in. So you watch every single thing about her. What the fuck is Rudy Giuliani talking about? She did not seem to be panicked. She did not seem to be overwhelmed in her mannerisms, but her words were, Giuliani said, noting he saw no visible injuries on her. He recalled her saying she had been attacked and asking to come into their car, which Giuliani was probably like, hold on. I'm questioning whether or not this is worth my $20 now. Okay? But she never entered. She's like, nah, I'm not getting into the car with you. The men then called 911. After the police dealt with the situation for a few minutes, an ambulance arrived. They watched a figure enter the ambulance, but because it was dark out, they couldn't make the person out clearly, they said. The trooper then approached Giuliani and Goodman, asking if they thought the victim looked badly injured. She didn't look like an ambulance case, Giuliani said. No, not her. Him, the trooper told them, suggesting the woman may have been the attacker. Like, you can't make up this shit, man. The trooper didn't make one quick comment, Goodman said, but multiple comments saying this guy was beat up. The reality was a total 180 from what we thought, the spokesperson added. They weren't sure what happened to the woman. The police didn't provide any information related to the woman when asked by the Independent. So following the domestic violence incident, Giuliani and Goodman got back on the highway. Then at around 10 p.m., first of all, like an hour later, like they make this shit sound like he got onto the freeway and then somebody rammed his car. This is like a fucking hour later. 9 p.m., they pull over to get a hooker, okay? Turns out the hooker they were trying to pick up had beat up her pimp like 5 minutes before this, okay? Then they got on the freeway. We're driving. It's an hour fucking late. Okay, maybe half an hour for the police report, okay? Half an hour for police report. 30 minutes later, a Honda HR-V driven by 19-year-old Lauren Kemp struck the back of the Ford Bronco, which is, they're driving a Ford Bronco. OJ, anyone? OJ? Carrying Goodman and Giuliani. The collision occurred almost directly across from the incident they had just reported. Okay, maybe it was only like 10 minutes later. I'm being hyperbolic now. Investigators believe Kemp had no connection to the domestic violence incident. No shit! Oh my God. In the wake of the collision, President Donald Trump announced he planned to award Giuliani the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor. Giuliani served as Trump's personal attorney during his first term. Pickleballs, anybody? Pickleballs. Dude, can we fucking, can we all just be on the same page with this shit? Like, we cannot believe that anything that happens is what this administration says it was now, right? Can we all agree to that now? Can we just, from this point on, none of us are going to believe anything that fucking comes out of this shit, dude? Donald Trump was literally like, I'm going to give him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. For what, dog? Even, let's say this shit actually turned out to be true. Let's say it all turned out to be true. And Giuliani had pulled over, and a woman had flagged him down, and she had been assaulted. Okay, guys? Like, okay, good on you. Good job, brother. Good job. That's you're not going to make up for all the bad shit you've done in your life, but hey, at least you did something good, right? And then they called the police, and then the police showed up, and they apprehended the suspect. What about any of that is deserving of a Medal of fucking Freedom? I am pretty sure there is a young man somewhere in the United States right now helping an old lady across the street that would deserve that Medal of Freedom more than fucking Rudy Giuliani. Can we just go ahead and admit that everything in this fucking administration is just bootlickers get rewards, guys? Bootlickers get rewards. I just where do we even go from here, guys?
I love the poorly educated.
Where do we even go from here? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell, and check out that video on the screen now.